Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Sam, and behind me is all the parts for the Mothership 3.0. And I'm going to do more of a behind the scenes video as well as a time-lapse video as well, but I thought you'd like to see how I go about actually making these builds. I thought it might be interesting, and of course it'd get me more confidence to be in front of a camera, which might happen one day eventually. So let's see what parts we've got, shall we? Up here is the Threadripper 1920X, which is 12 cores, 24 threads. I got secondhand on eBay for 150 bucks, which sort of started this build. Below that is the X399 motherboard I got on eBay for about 350 bucks. Now, that's pretty cheap for these boards, as they were probably around 600 to 700 brand new. So it does sound like a lot, and more than people would probably spend on a new motherboard. But of course it is the X399 platform, and if you've seen anything on the new TRX 40 platform, motherboards start at about $800. So consider this one quite cheap. Down here is actually an RTX 2070, which I actually won from Bitwit. He held a competition and I entered it and somehow won. So that sort of inspired me to rebuild the mothership instead of just slapping that into the old one. Over here we have the water block for both the GPU and the CPU and a backplate. Also the new quantum reservoir. This is the power supply out of the old Mothership 2.0. Just going to recycle it. It's got the cables and everything, so might as well just put an old power supply in that one and probably sell off the Mothership 2.0, I reckon. Got a 480mm rad and a 360mm rad. 480 is going to go on the front, 360 will go on the top. 32 gigabytes of Trident Z RGB RAM at 3200 megahertz. That'd be pretty good, and it's the Threadripper certified one as well. That's an NVMe drive. It's my old one out of the Mothership 2.0. I'm just going to recycle that and use it again. Aero 2 RGB fan, that'll be exhaust out the back. The Hue 2 to go with it, as well as some internal lighting. RGB hub there to get all the 5-volt RGB to work. Trust me, that's going to be a pain. I don't even know if that's going to work yet. Primo Chill revolver fittings, they've been my favorite. Can't say I've used a lot of other fittings, but they're definitely my favorite so far, at least. My 2TB and 4TB hard drives out of the Mothership 2.0. Going to just recycle them as well because they've got all my data on them, and it's better than just buying new, as they're not that old, they're not used that much, but I still like to have mass storage. Got some Fantech neon lights as well. They'll be interesting. There was more of an experiment, so I'm not even sure how I'm going to use that yet, but I just thought they looked cool. Cryonaut, going to try that one out. I've tried the liquid metal and I really didn't like it, so Cryonaut might be interesting. I spent a lot of money on these fans, and so I hope they're good. I've never had Noctua fans before, so I thought I'd give them a try. They're probably not worth the like $42 price point that each fan is. I think that's what it was. It might have been a little bit less, but I have 7 of them to put in the system. So yeah, that might be interesting. Got fittings. These are like adapters and stuff, as of course the revolver fittings are my main ones. And of course the case itself, which you can't actually see behind there, but it's the Fantech 719, but I am still going to call it the Lux 2 because that's what they named it. I really wish they'd named it after the Primo, as that was my favorite case. So just name it the Primo V2, I'd say, instead of calling it the 719, as that just sounds stupid. But that's the parts. Let's get started. So, interesting thing about the Lux 2 case, door doesn't initially open. You actually have to go around the back and undo these screws. And that one there. Take off this piece, which slides backwards. Reveals your top mount and stuff. And then this one here slides up and out. And then there's actually a screw just down here that you have to undo the door. So these hard drive enclosures are pretty cool. Just screw in the side and stuff like that, but they actually stack. So there's another one here. See how they've got the rails along the bottom? Turn that around. So they've got like that. And then you just sort of, it's hard to do one-handed, slide them together. There's actually like a metal locking mechanism tab there, so you have to actually pull that up to separate them. So that's pretty cool. And now I've got a stack of hard drives. Not sure how many people know this, but you're actually meant to flush out brand new radiators with warm water and vinegar, and you're going to do it about 2 or 3 times. So let's do that now. So I've got warm water, vinegar, and then I've plugged the ends. I'll give it a bit of a shake. Get it down the end tanks, back up there. Gets all that welding flux out of them. So we've sort of hit a snag here at the moment. As you can see, I've got the front radiator in and the top radiator, but the radiator fittings just there. Now, don't really know who to blame here. Could be myself for the own oversight, but like, look at this fan bracket. It goes along here, and there's this space here, but I can't extend it on this side to here. So if I could pull this radiator back to here, I'd have more space to work in here and actually put some fitting in. But Fantex has sort of had a bit of an oversight there. So instead, I'm going to have to put these fans behind this radiator to pull it forward so that there's enough space for some fittings there. Because you can't actually have this upside down, because when you have it round the other way, the end tank at the top here pushes this up, pushes this whole bit up a little bit, and it doesn't line up with these slides anymore. So you can only have this radiator facing one way, and this one doesn't push back. So I can blame myself for my own oversight. I should have just got two 360 rads, but I still think that's pretty poor engineering. So as you can see now, as I've pulled the front fans out, now there is enough space, and I'll just put the fans behind it so that I can have some 90-degree fittings to go straight down past there. As you can see there's not a lot of room at all. So I'll have to go down out of here and then go to wherever I want to go, which I think, you know, one's going to the CPU block and one's going to the reservoir, which is not quite as I had it planned, but as water cooling goes, you always have to make some compromises. So this is where I'm going to call it quits today. My son's now awake, so I've got to spend some time with him. This is as far as I got. I was hoping to get a little bit further, but had a few issues, and I was doing a lot of testing and stuff like that. So I was hoping to at least get the reservoir and stuff in, maybe the rear fan, and maybe the water block on the graphics card, but that'll have to be next time. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this format. Let me know, and I might keep it up. If not, yeah, it's probably going to get scrapped. Sorry. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. And if you really enjoyed it, please consider subscribing for more vlogs and other content in the future. If you have a suggestion, question, or criticism, leave a comment. And thank you very much for watching.